FBI guy's just asking about Leo.
You didn't talk to him, did you?
No.
I wouldn't repeat anything you said about the feds to anyone, especially not your Uncle Angelo.
These two guys in the bar, you see them?
Yeah?
I think I heard them say something about Leo.
Leo! Leo, you upstairs?
Leo! I did what you asked. I brought you to Leo.
So where is he?
So good. I mean, wow, it's just, there's so much, like, it's a quiet anxiety that quells through this whole thing, and just the pacing and the rhythm and the music, and I mean everything, the writing, the tension, and the cinematography. And I know that your background is as a musician, and so I'm wondering what that was like coming from that role into now creating like a whole vision and world, and if you want to talk about how this came to be and all of that.
Okay. So there's a lot of similarities in music, you know. You have the project, you know what you got to do, and you build your team. I think that's something that I really learned in going to film. An important thing that I learned was get good department heads, you know, get a great DP, you know, great producer, great production designer, you know, get people who are really good at their job, and you build the team, and then from there you move forward, because it's so overwhelming to think about how to do something like that sometimes. But then, because there's so many moving pieces, right? But if you build the core strong, and what was the other question? How it came to?
Yeah, like how did you write this? How did you decide this was the movie you wanted to make?
I think that must be a really long answer. That maybe is the right place for it.
Yeah. Well, here, there's a really quick way to do it. So
because it's definitely an interesting story, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That
So, well, I'll say something that has to do with that. Originally, I wanted to shoot the movie as a one shot because I didn't really know anything about how to make a movie, but I knew that I just didn't want it to cut, you know. and I saw that movie Victoria. I saw that movie Victoria, and I was like, this is so fucking cool, and it doesn't cut the entire movie, and it's like 2 hours and 10 minutes, and you don't even notice it. It was so awesome. And I was telling Raul, you know, who's the producer, and I was telling him, yo, it's gonna be a one shot, and he's like, okay. Okay. And then so we got on the phone with some people who made that movie, and they were like, oh yeah, we rehearsed for like 30 days.
3 months.
3 months. 3 months with the whole cast, and I'm just like, okay, so how long do we have Luis Guzman for? You know, how many hours? You know, so you know, we just practical, and then we figured out how to do it the real way, but we try to make it as loose as, try to have the least amount of rules as possible, which was awesome with Sean, because we didn't shot list or anything. We just kind of watched some movies and just talked about some stuff, and then.
What was your inspiration together? What were you watching, and what were you really looking to?
What I really liked was the Japanese stuff.
Yeah, he was like watching The Godfather and stuff. I said, okay, well, we're not doing that. But maybe there's the other stuff from the same time, and yeah, these like, you know, Japanese crime movies where the camera's really, it's, you know, it's this very, very violent movement, and you know, maybe it's ballet, but it's just something else that I knew he hadn't seen, and trying to like take him away from trying to do Godfather. But then, I got in trouble one day when we were shooting, when the guys wanted to talk to Shiloh and they wanted to do the scene sitting down, and I said to like get Val and everybody, I was like, come on guys, this is really like very Godfather, and they just all looked at me and they said, you know, Val just said, grow up. And then they were old guys, they want to sit. That's probably why they're all sitting in The Godfather too. Anyway.
I love that. I do feel like the camera work and the lighting, it almost feels like another character to this film. It does feel very lyrical and like a dance almost. And I feel like that's like what helps it, like, you know, it's just like, it has like that, you know, just that anxiety that's like punching through the whole film. And I think it's because in a way you did like start it so slow and then it like picks up the pace. And so
yeah, we had some strategy, like, you know, actual like rules, you know. There's steady cam, you know, up to this moment, and then it's not, and then it's handheld, it's fractured, it's this kind of stuff, you know. You got to have these kind of little rules in your head. But yeah.
So were you two like really instrumental in working on this together, and how did you guys like come into each other's orbits?
Yeah.
That was some of the most fun I had, was talking with Sean about the shots, because, like I said, there wasn't a shot list or anything like that. It was just, I was probably smoking weed, he was probably drinking.
Let's
and,
go!
And we were, I mean, no, and then we're just kind of like using references and kind of talking about different ideas, even on set, like, what if we start with the camera there, and then Sean's like, what if we start with the camera, there, or like, just like thinking of it like in using your instincts as well as like stuff that the rules we had prepared from before. But I thought that was really fun and really cool way to just decide when you're there, because
You don't have to explain that. It's
Yeah.
not laziness, it's just actually, we just kind of need to be there.
Yeah, you have to
And
be
have those
there.
guys around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we brought a crane into this living room of this house to get the shot across the table. It was like the wrong tool, the wrong room for it. Everything was wrong about it. But it was something he really wanted to do, so we managed, we got it in there. We didn't break anything, we didn't scratch the walls. So whenever he did have some specific thing, and that was fun, yeah. So, I wasn't we were surprising each other. And the way I met him was weird.
How'd you guys
Yeah, I met this guy years ago named Zoe in a dark bar.
Sam?
Yeah, in a dark bar in LA, and he was telling me about a project that I had no idea what he was talking about. And I'm like, I've never seen this guy again. And then he connected us through email, and I was like, and his project sounded ridiculous with this list of people that were going to be in it. I was like, okay, none of this adds up. And then I met him, and I liked him so much as a person. So it's like, okay, well, I don't know what, and I like when people, I think that filmmakers make really bad movies, so anyone who's not a filmmaker might make a good one. So I really believe that, yeah.
I love that.
But when I met Sean and I was telling him I wanted to make a movie, he was just like, yeah, well, he's literally was like, you're too late, it's over.
Yeah, I was getting ready to go to the Metrograph to see a movie from 50 years ago, and I dragged you to one or two, so it was always just like that, I was probably pretty sour in the mood.
Are you inspired again?
Yeah, now everything's just got to be different, that's all. I just don't want to work with any of the same tools. I wouldn't touch that camera we used in that movie again, even, I just want everything to be different.
Yeah.
So that's all. So that's how I'm inspired.
And how did you guys meet, Raul and Jimmy?
We met through Shiloh, who we acted in the movie. I produced a movie and wanted Jimmy to score it. And we ended up talking about the birthday cake, this script that he had been writing when he was on tour. He's a musician. And it was kind of like this 40-page outline. And from his apartment to the train station, I read 10 pages. I was like, I called him, I think I know how to make this movie, and we went to work.
And were you like really instrumental in all the music choices on this film?
Well, yeah, I did the score,
Okay.
and all the music,
Yeah, the
yeah.
music is really incredible.
Amazing!
Thank you. I worked really hard on that fucking score. And it was during COVID, and it was pretty depressing.
That's a lot. Not many directors score their own films, so that's very interesting. Yeah.
I like how it came out.
It looks so great, and it's so exciting. It's the New York Times Critics Pick, which is awesome. Does anyone have any questions? No, everyone knows it. Yeah.
I have a question. So because we talked about it before, about improvising, and I love when directors involve improv in their work, and I wondered what structure you had for any improvising in the movie, how you went about it.
There was improv. It kind of was case by case, because every day there was like a new act, there was like a new movie almost, So, for example, the Luis Guzman day when we were shooting with him, there was a point where we were like, all right, Lou, now you could just interrupt anytime you want. You can say whatever the fuck you want. We have the things that we need. Now just go crazy. And we used the stuff, we used improv. And Isabella was in a scene where and Sam, and it was kind of like, just kind of improv and a lot, so it was case by case.
Marla Maples was pretty much on script, right? I don't know, she was great. That was sort of the last day, right? It was the last day?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, she said, and I was so happy with that.
She was great.
And
She was great.
I would really recommend people reaching out to put her in your movie. She's really a joy, and she was really good. And she just brought, that was a character all of a sudden.
How many years did it take for this to be done? Like from when you, like the inception to shooting and editing it?
Well, the inception was like 2016, but then it was just in a pile with everything else. And then from the time Raul got it, how long was it till we shot it?
It was 8 months.
It was 8 months. And then we did the post through the beginning of COVID.
How long was your shoot?
We did, well, we broke it up for me to go do a movie on the island of Reunion in the middle of the Indian Ocean, because I had promised my friends I would shoot this movie with them. And I thought, and again, this is to, and it was helpful, because we had a 2-week break in the middle, and they he was learning about things, editing and so forth. Maybe, I think it was helpful.
No, it was very helpful.
And it didn't, as far as I know, it didn't hurt anything, so I don't feel guilty about it. But
No,
it was
actually
it was
great.
very cool of you to do that.
Because of that, we ended up getting William Fickman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
They
cool.
gave me time to get him.
Yeah,
It was great.
I think it's a good idea to take a break, come back together. It was around the holidays too, so.
Yeah, it's wild. So do you feel like this was almost like, in a way, like an actual master class or something for you, like making this and learning while you were doing it? Because this was your first experience, right?
Yeah, I learned a lot. I learned a lot of stuff. But something Sean did a lot of, which I appreciate, is when somebody started coming up to me and telling me the right way to do something, he would just be like, "Don't shut up, don't tell him that. You're telling me, you're like, don't listen to any of that stuff. Just do whatever you want."
Yeah, there were a couple people on set that I thought were a bit toxic, yeah.
Yeah. So he really.
And they were grown-ups usually, like grown-up type.
God bless you.
But you already made another movie since then, so.
Yeah, we did.
Amazingly.
No, but it's really nice to have that because like a lot of sets and like even like music situations, like when you can be fully free, you can kind of do it's a different type of thing.
Yeah.
And we were able to do it, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It was really fun set. Yeah, I mean, it was really fun, and I was just like really crazy having these faces and these guys and girls in there,
Like every day was a new show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And so, like, for anyone that's maybe trying to make a film and that is currently inspired to want to do something like this, is there any, like, imparting advice that you would offer up?
Yeah, if you want to get somebody to do something, like if you want a DP, a certain DP, go ask him. If you want a certain actor, go ask him. I mean, I know it's hard to, but figure it out,
And have him make these phone calls, 'cause
Well, and you need a producer. You need
Yeah.
You need a producer. Like, I don't know, maybe you are a producer. My mind does not work like that. I tried, you have strengths and weaknesses, but you stay on it. Raul, you can talk to that. Like, you got to stay on it. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally, I know there's some producers in the crowd and it's 7 days a week.
Yeah. And Sean, what was your takeaway from this? Like working with maybe someone that hadn't directed, did you enjoy that experience more? Was it more fun to create something like that for you?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of already said it. Yeah, I mean, it was just a blast, and I don't know, I made friends on the set, and that's kind of the most important thing. I was working with a new camera assistant that was that was getting me in focus, which was cool, because it doesn't always work. Everything was just kind of falling into place, and it made me, and now I want to make a movie, and that's, partly because of that, and I was kind of close to some of the production too, and making friends with the producers, which I never do, ever. So that kind of was inspiration. I was like, oh, these are nice people doing this, making it work, and making it our way, non-union, and getting away with everything. And we were shooting in the neighborhood where union people live, not where they work, but where they live. So they were seeing us.
Did you film it?
Fuck yeah.
Like Bensonhurst and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were that made me very proud that we were getting away with everything.
I love that. Well, it sounds like it was such a lovely experience. That's so fun. Do what you love. Be happy about it. Does anyone else have any questions? Yeah.
Since you work so hard in the music, do you have any plans on making a soundtrack available for that?
I think if there's any sort, maybe we talked about it. We might put it up on Spotify or something, or one of those streaming services, right?
You should do that.
Yeah, because we have a score, and there's have some really cool. Some of our friends' music is in it too, so that'd be cool. Good idea.
Anyone else? Well, tell all your friends to come here. We're showing it this weekend. We're showing it next weekend. It's such a good movie. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.